Bless. This is the Down to Earth podcast with your host, Sean Myrie. I'm going to do a classic album review. Mr. Earl Simmons, right? Um, DMX, aka DMX. His first album is Dark and Hell is Hot. Intro, right? Track. Number two, Rough Riders Anthem. You know that Rough Riders was with Def Jam, Rough Riders Records. That was his people. Classic Rough Riders Anthem. Three, Fucking with D. Another one, Fire. Four, the Storm skit. He loved doing skits. He was an actor too, or he started to act later on in his career, right? The Storm skit. Five, Look Through My Eyes, looking through my eyes, see what I see. I remember back in the days, man. It came out May 1998, the 19th, right? Six, Get At Me Dog. That that was one of his main tracks with Sheik Louch from the Locks. He kind of introduced the Locks to the world around those times. Get At Me Dog. Seven, Let Me Fly. Another hit. Almost every track on this album I remember. Every track on this album I remember. It's a hit. That's to show you how big DMX, like he is, right? Um, Eight, X is coming. So he was telling people he's coming. He is coming, right? Another great track, great production. Nine, Damien. I love that track because it's a conversation. In the track, he's speaking like to the devil or a demon, and it's back and forth, telling you a story. DMX was a great storyteller. Darkman X, great storyteller. 10, How It's Going Down, a classic track, commercial track, and he still rough on that track. But for the ladies, the Mickey skit, another skit. Skits were big back then. Um, 12, Crime Story, love that track. 13, Stop Being Greedy, uh, love that track. 14, ATF, great track. 15, For My Dogs, featuring Big Stan, Drag On, His Brethren, and Casino, and Loose Cannon, right? 16, I Can Feel It. 17, Prayer skit. DMX was into God a lot, done a lot of prayers in between and in his music, right? 18, The Convo, another banger. 19, Niggas Done Started Something, featuring the Locks and Mace. Classic. 20, Rough Riders Anthem live. So this album, from the beginning to the end, you could listen to this. Earl Simmons, rest in power. But this album was mostly produced by Dame Grease, a producer who's been around for a long time. A lot of people may think it's Swiss Beats, but he only produced like one track. Irv Gotti was on there, but majority of the album was produced by Dame Grease. 13 tracks, right? This came out in 1998. Basically, after Tupac and Biggie died, he filled the void and he became an instant star from this album. It's Dark and Hell is Hot. He wasn't joking, right? This is the time when he was like taking the crown in New York. Even Jay-Z wasn't really touching him at this time. Wasn't he even touching him really at this time? Earl Simmons, one, but he has a lot of great albums and tracks. But this album, it's Dark and Hell is Hot. Not too much people could touch it. I listened to this over and over and over again. I remember when it came out, the impact what DMX had on the industry. When you see his shows packed up and he could perform, definition of an artist. Like, definitely you gotta listen to this. If you love hip hop, you gotta listen to this. He started early in in his career, like, but he wasn't fully active until 1991. He had some label deals, but it didn't really go through at that time, right? So he was like, the struggling artist, and he did not really get signed until, like, I think 1997 with Rough Riders and then Def Jam. Um, he almost got signed to Death Row, right? There's a story, 1994, but Rough Riders really did not put that through. They thought he would be better just, with them. Um, but that is a story. He almost got signed to Death Row before Tupac, or around the time when they're looking to sign Tupac. What a coincidence. They both have similar, type of energy. Earl Simmons, aka Darkman X DMX. Rough Riders Anthem, everybody knows that, right? All these tracks, what I've mentioned, all of them are known. And when you listen to them, especially if you were like around those times, a young person, right, or a fan of hip hop, even a little older, you remember each track on this album. So including the skits, 20 tracks. Masterpiece. No denying this, right? And he was a movie star, and he kept doing other albums, but It's Dark and Hell is Hot, crazy. Even the artwork, like, not too much albums could touch this. This is the definition of a true lyricist, storyteller, and you could feel every word in the tracks. This is like, you can know that he ain't playing around, right? This is his life stories in this. You feel it. You can just feel DMX, his passion in this album, right? Yo, he made the Rough Riders. Put it that way. Like I'm saying, one of my favorite is Niggas Done Started Something with the Locks and Mace. That's what really kind of introduced the Locks, because they were on Rough Riders, right? Records. For My Dogs, featuring Big Stan and Dragon, Casino. That's another great track. And Loose Cannon. Stop Being Greedy. A lot of people listen to that track. Damien, yup. Let Me Fly. Get At Me Dog. Very big. Very big. All of the tracks are big on this. From 1, the intro, all the way to 20. And if you don't know, now you know. I suggest you go search for this album on all digital platforms. You will not be disappointed. DMX, Darkman X. Check it out. This is your host, Sean Myrie of the Down to Earth podcast. Please subscribe.